and welcome to this special edition of Showcase, TRT World's daily arts and culture programme coming to you from Istanbul. We've seen a lot of good films this year, but some of them push the limits of global box offices. In this episode of Showcase, we'll take a look at the highest grossing films of 2016. There are some surprises and some obvious ones in the list. If you have your popcorn with you, let's get started. The movie that topped the international box office this year was an installment in the Avengers franchise. Captain America: Civil War had action, thrills, and even superhero politics to dazzle audiences the world over.
What's wrong about you?
The films spawned by Marvel comic books make up the highest-grossing movie franchise of all time. Its bottom line ballooned this year with Captain America: Civil War, which flattened the competition, selling more tickets than any other movie in 2016. Sales totaled $1.15 billion worldwide. In this installment, the good guys aren't fighting together to stop the bad guys. They're fighting each other.
You just started a war.
This is a real game changer for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, the Avengers, we think of them as a family. My brother and I always thought of this movie as a fight within a family, a family rift that divides people in a way that you don't know if they're ever going to speak again. You don't know if they can ever repair the damage that has happened. So that is very much what happens in this movie, and we'll have to see moving forward as we approach Avengers Infinity War, can they repair these relationships, and if so, how? And it'll be an interesting road moving forward from here.
New York.
Yes, that's right. Another sequel is already in the works. It'll pick up where the Avengers in Civil War were divided over whether politicians should have oversight of their exploits.
People are afraid.
Some of the superheroes lined up behind Captain America, the rest with Iron Man. Let's just say that they didn't choose to settle the dispute over the negotiating table. Chris Evans, who plays Captain America, believes the issues in the film aren't so different from what the world is facing today.
Sometimes I wish I could.
Sometimes I want to punch you in your perfect teeth.
It's very well said, head versus heart. I mean, there's a million references in politics where you can question that some things make sense to your heart, that it's the right thing to do, but it just doesn't work that way in life, and you have to go with your head. And this is where the layered dynamic of conflict comes into play, because even in, American politics, no one's right or wrong. There's no evil here. We're not fighting Nazis or aliens. This is just a matter of whether we're fighting for our head or our heart.
Stay down. Final warning.
I could do this all day.
Evans has now played Captain America 5 times, and Robert Downey Jr. has been Iron Man in 6 movies.
I mean, I thought for sure I'd be tired of making these movies by now, but the scripts are good, the directors are fantastic, and so I'm sticking around a little bit longer. Complexity helps. I mean, Tony has a great journey this time, and also I'm really happy to just show up and support Cap and his team. Just me as a movie goer, I love Team Cap, but I get to play the guy who doesn't, so it's fun.
Downey and the rest of the superheroes will certainly have the chance to suit up again. Marvel Studios has made 14 films so far, and a dozen more are in the works. Avengers Infinity War is due out in 2018.
All right, I've run out of patience. On to roost!
Hey, everyone.
The highest grossing animated film of 2016 brought back everyone's favorite fish, Dory. She helped Marlin find her son Nemo 13 years ago, but now it's time to find Dory's family. The only problem is that she doesn't remember a thing about them.
Maybe he only speaks whale.
We need Dory. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you sure you speak whale?
Can you?
Dory, heaven knows what you're saying. See, he's swimming away.
Come back.
He's not coming back. You offended him.
Maybe a different dialect.
Dory. Dory, this is not whale. You're speaking like upset stomach.
Maybe I should try humpback.
No, don't try humpback. All right.
Audiences don't forget. Finding Nemo was a smash, and fans turned out in droves to see its sequel. It did even better. Finding Dory brought in more than $1 billion at the box office this year.
Just keep swimming. Mom, Dad.
Does this mean we have to say goodbye to Dory?
I don't know why I thought I could do this.
Dory, you are about to find your parents. And when you do that, you'll be
Home.
After Marlin and Nemo reunite in the original movie, Dory is reminded of the importance of family, but she lost her relatives years ago. The forgetful fish struggles to recall any clues to help her find them again, but her fish friends help her.
I suffer from short-term memory loss. It runs in my family. At least I think it does. Where are they?
Dory, there you are! Look out!
Oh, look at this.
Our friend got taken into whatever this place is.
It's a fish hospital.
I feel fantastic!
One of the things that has made Dory so popular is her voice. Comedian Ellen DeGeneres has been waiting for years to bring the little blue fish to the big screen once again.
I'm just excited that it's finally here because I thought it would never happen. Honestly, it was a joke that I was, talking about it so much. I kind of gave up. So the fact that it actually happened, I got a phone call and Andrew said, yes, we're doing it. I was shocked. And that was 3 years ago, and that's a lot of me screaming and panting and trying to catch up with everybody because Dory's always left behind. So it was a lot of that for 3 years, and here we are.
Andrew Stanton also returned as the director and screenwriter.
I was looking for something, and okay, totally get it. Date night.
It's all about Dory. It was all about Dory was not finished. Dory needed closure. So any choice we made about who was in the movie, where we went, what we did was just in service to helping Dory. And we knew if we stayed true to that, it would be a proper film because it's the same thing we did with the first one.
I think you swim beautifully.
Thank you. You're welcome. Wait, Dory.
In her quest to return home, Dory finds herself in many adventures with a pack of both old and new friends. She takes the audience on a journey as well.
It's too dangerous. Hands!
Hands? Mommy?
Holy Neptune!
That is definitely not Mommy! Well, I think that everybody relates to Dory so much or wants to relate to her because she's so optimistic. And because she has this supposed disability, she doesn't really worry about the past or try to analyze the future, and it doesn't paralyze her to make decisions. She's just spontaneous, and she's non-judgmental, and she's, no matter what mood somebody else is in, it doesn't impact her. She doesn't take it personally. So I think it's basically, it reminds me, and which is what I try to do every day and say on the show, is be kind to one another. I think that's what Dory does.
Get off the rock! Get off the rock!
Finding Dory combined friendship, adventure, and laughs. It was a recipe that made it to the second highest grossing movie of the year.
About a clam or
No.
an oyster?
No.
Mollusk?
No.
Something?
No.
I don't know.
Nope.
The most popular action comedy of the year almost didn't make it to the big screen. Deadpool owes its success and its very existence to a leak.
Hey, yeah, I wanna shoot, baby.
Kind of lonesome back here.
Little help here.
Woo! Dope in there. Cool. Dead.
One of the biggest blockbusters of this year is yet another superhero film, Deadpool. The action comedy sold more tickets than the Thor and X-Men films. It was number 7 on the worldwide box office this year, grossing more than $780 million. But the thing is, it almost didn't get made. The film's development dragged on for a decade. 20th Century Fox only gave the green light after test footage of Deadpool was leaked 2 years ago. The public went wild, and the movie was soon put into production.
Oh no, finish your tweet. Go get her, Tiger.
Yeah, the test footage, that was a gift, you know? I mean, that was just one of those things where, you know, the moment it leaked, I remember it was like a morning or something, and I started getting all these emails from people saying, I saw the Deadpool test footage, and I just was like, how many people visited Tim Miller at his studio? I don't understand. And soon I realized it was leaked, and it was actually the best thing that could ever happen to us. It's the reason this movie got made, and it's almost 1 year today. It's amazing that we could get it together in that amount of time, shoot our film, and be here talking about it now. So.
When I'm finished, your mutated cells will heal anything. But you still think we're making you a superhero?
Ryan Reynolds stars as Wade Wilson. He's diagnosed with cancer and does what all superheroes do, finds a doctor who wants to do experiments on him.
What if I told you we can cure you and give you abilities most men only dream of? I'd say that you sound like an infomercial, but not a good one.
Predictably, everything goes wrong, and Wilson ends up as Deadpool, an indestructible sociopath with a burned face.
Whatever they did to me made my body indestructible, but my face...
Now, look at me.
No, look at it.
No, I don't want to. Exactly.
He also uses language that could make a sailor blush. The action comes fast and furious, and so do the non-family-friendly laughs.
You may be wondering why the red suit. Well, that's so bad guys can't see me bleed. This guy's got the right idea. He wore the brown pants.
Cue the music.
It is a game changer for superhero movies. I mean, look, we're standing at the intersection of a kind of like a superhero apocalypse. We have all these movies coming along, and they're all very, very serious, and they all, you know, are very gritty and dark. And Deadpool's kind of the opposite. He takes nothing seriously, and I think that's fun. I think that's a nice, refreshing change of pace. You know, you still have all the intense action. You have a movie that deals with themes that are a little bit more adult than necessarily some of the Marvel movies that have come along.
The second installment is already on its way.
I'm just so proud and happy that we've made the Deadpool movie that the fans want, because we are fans, you know. The fans got this movie made, they got it greenlit, but then that was only the start. You know, that just got us to the starting line.
I didn't ask to be super, and I'm no hero.
Deadpool 2 is set for release in 2018. It will make room for a new member of the cast, a mutant warrior named Cable.
You look like an avocado had sex with an older avocado.
Thank you.
We can't allow this, Deadpool.
I don't have time for your X-Men bull, Colossus.
Besides, nobody's getting hurt.
The Conjuring 2 returned to the big screen 3 years after the original. It swept up $320 million in ticket sales internationally and took the crown of the top-earning horror film of the year.
What does it say?
It said it wants to hurt you.
When did it say that?
Right now.
The Conjuring 2 returned to the big screen 3 years after the original. It swept up $320 million in ticket sales internationally and took the crown of the top-earning horror film of the year. It's based on a true story from the late 70s. Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren travel to England to help a family. The mother believes something evil is in her home. The Warrens try to protect her and her children as they find themselves attacked by malevolent spirits.
Yeah, I think something happened in that house, because if you hear the journalist who was there, who took the pictures, if you hear him talk about it, and he seems like just a total regular kind of guy, he believes something happened. He says he thinks it may be more like kinetic energy, that maybe he was around Janet rather than a possession, but I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that house was just like a media circus. People just came and went, and you know, and we talked to a lot of people that were involved in it back then, and you know, people that did not really believe in things like that, and they saw stuff that they just could not explain.
Vera Farmiga, who plays Lorraine Warren, says she too had a supernatural experience.
There was one situation in the scenario where a teacup flew off the shelf in the adjacent room. I heard it, I didn't see it. I went to the room, the teacup was on the floor, and that was that. It could have been a mouse. I don't know. In that moment, so this is after this is after Conjuring 1. Had it happened before, I'd probably been more spooked.
You're going to die.
Investigators were divided about whether the haunting back in the 70s was real, but one thing's for sure, the Conjuring franchise does great at the box office. And with that success, and the high number of investigations conducted by the real-life Warrens, there could be plenty more sequels to come.
Does it feel like it's coming from inside of you?
More like it's coming from behind me. Like I'm being used.
How many hankies did you need to watch Me Before You? 2, 3, 10? The story about life and loss did bring on the tears, but it also sold 10 times more tickets than it cost to make. And for Hollywood, that's a true love story.
Factory?
I'm still having nightmares about those giblets.
We've tried beautician.
Turns out hot wax is not my friend.
I'm running out of options for you here, Louisa.
Please, I'll take anything.
And this is new care and companionship for a disabled man.
Do you have any experience of caregiving?
I've never done it, but I'm sure I could learn.
Then let's go meet Will. Will, this is Louisa Clark. Nathan will talk you through Will's routines and equipment.
You don't have to talk across me, Mother. My brain isn't paralyzed. Yet.
Can you save a man who doesn't want to be saved? Can you live for someone else? William Traynor is a young man who led a privileged and active life until he's paralyzed in an accident.
Yeah, listen, I'm on it. And we can close this. Taxi! Yeah, we won't. Don't worry.
Good morning.
Louisa Clark is determined to bring Will back to life.
To be fair, you are pretty stupid.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that yet.
But he just doesn't want to live.
You have to wear it with confidence.
Only you.
It's his fourth bout in 2 years. The last one nearly killed him.
I promised my parents 6 months, and that's what I've given them.
But that was before me.
The film is an adaptation of Jojo Moyes' best-selling novel. Its romance and heartbreaking story helped Me Before You score more than $200 million at the box office worldwide.
With Will Traynor.
It's too baby.
Get the red dress out.
Critics praised the chemistry of its two stars, Emilia Clarke and Sam Claflin. They've even been nominated for Best Lip Lock at the Teen Choice Awards. But it's the film's message of live boldly that's likely to stick with audiences.
Please don't tell me you shaved off my eyebrows.
Neither one.
When I was a kid, this used to be my favourite place in the whole world.
I think this would still be my favourite spot.
That's because you haven't been anywhere.
Oh, so where's better than this then?
Paris. Place Dauphine, right by the Pont Neuf. If I shut my eyes now, I know exactly how it feels to be in that little square.
Well, so let's go. We could get on the Eurostar right now.
You don't get it, Clark. I want to be in Paris as me. The old me. Okay.
It's gotta get easier and easier somehow.
I can't. You can do anything.
Falling easier and easier somehow. Call it easier.
To evaluate this year in cinema, we have film critic Melis Zararsız with us in the studio. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So, Melis, Marvel certainly did well in 2016. The heroes kept on coming. Are they slowly taking over the sci-fi genre?
Yeah, Marvel is really great since maybe 2000, and this year also we have lots of heroes, as you said, superheroes like Doctor Strange, like X-Men, lots of superheroes that we love. And of course, there are lots of fans of Marvel, so they go to the theaters lots of times, and the box office is great. The fans are happy. Marvel is, of course, in sci-fi genre and in science fiction and also superhero genre. Of course, Marvel takes place. But on the other hand, there are some other very big movies about sci-fi. Again, like Star Trek and Star Wars and all the other kind of things, and they also are very successful in both box office and also word of mouth. People are very happy. As we know that people love to see some extraordinary things in movies, so that's why we love science fiction. And if the company is good, if the project is big, if the director is great, if everything is big, so the project is big, so we love them. I think that's why Marvel is so successful, and also not only Marvel, as I said before, like Star Wars and the big part. But as I've seen it, when you say science fiction, there are also some small but very surprising movies, like Arrival, like Her. They are not very big budgeted movies, and not like Marvel, they're not supported that way, but they surprise us with the story, of course. And also the cinematography is not bad at all, but it depends on how you look at science fiction and what you want to see about it.
Right. Well, another phenomenon we saw this year was the rise of animation.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, and do you see it continuing in the future?
Personally, I'm very happy to see that animation is on the genre and on all the screens, big screens, because animation is something about the productivity and the imagination of people, and cinema is taking place there. And also, of course, it's about a family maybe going together to a movie, and everyone is happy. The child is happy, the mother is happy, the father is happy. So it's a very good trick maybe to attract attention of everyone. And because we first think that animations were made for children because of the cartoons from TVs before, but now animations are very huge as technical things developing, and as the scripts are great because they're also written for us, for the adults. So it's a mixture.
Right.
I'm so happy for that, but maybe there can be so many adult animations more. I'm expecting that.
Well, we covered box office for most of the show, but
Yeah.
what about the festivals this year? Which films shone bright at the festivals around the world?
Yeah, for example, I, Daniel Blake was a very good movie, a very touching movie. We also saw it in Turkey in some festivals, and also in Cannes it was awarded. In Sundance it was shown, I think. Ken Loach is a very good director. I always watch his movies, but this one was really touching. It was a very realistic movie, maybe very little music or maybe not, I don't remember, but it was really inside us about bureaucratic things and the ordinary people's problems. Very touching and very beautiful movie. And another movie that is all around the world with the festivals are La La Land. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm always hearing it from my friends and from around the world. It's very successful in lots of movies and lots of festivals. So I think in both Oscar, I think in Oscar too, it has a chance.
Well, yes, La La Land was definitely one that drew the attention of critics and viewers alike. So, moving on to 2017, what are some of the most anticipated releases of the year?
Yeah, there are lots of sequels that we are always expecting, like Star Wars, Blade Runner, Transformers, lots of movies like that. But also Ghost in the Shell is one of the movies that I'm expecting in 2017. It's about a cyborg, and Scarlett Johansson will be very, I think, beautiful in that. And also Matt Damon, one of the movies that Matt Damon is on stage will be Great Wall. I think these will be very exciting.
Well, Melissa Arces, thank you very much for joining us and rounding up the year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for watching our movie highlights of 2016. That's all we have time for on this special edition of Showcase from TRT World Istanbul. I'm Özlem Işıtan. From me and the team, thanks for watching. Bye for now.